Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. I want to get into the House of Payne, which premiered last night. I'm recording this early Thursday morning, and just talk about the show. I'm going to be a little critical, so if you can't take that, you probably should go ahead and stop the video now. But before I do want to congratulate Tyler Perry. Say what you will about Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry came from nothing, and he is officially a billionaire. This is a man that was sleeping in his car. He was homeless. I mean, he's dealt with, as a young man, dealing with abuse issues, building an audience off of his stage play, and then being able to parlay that into movies and TV shows and things like that. So I think that is a huge, huge accomplishment. And I'm just happy for him. I am happy for this black man. Now, that being said, Tyler, you are now a billionaire. So we are going to ask you to step it up just a bit, because after watching House of Payne, both episodes last night, I definitely have some questions and concerns. The first question and concern I have is the person that is handling your laugh track button getting paid to push it like 11 times? I mean, are they getting paid by the push? Because every time we turned around, every line was followed by a laugh, and it was just too much. So I'm wondering, are they literally getting paid per push? Okay, because they had to earn at least $10,000 just in the first episode. Okay, just the first episode. So let's kind of get into the premise here. You guys know that House of Payne was on late 2000, I think it was like 2007, somewhere around there, to about 2012. And actually, I watched the entire series, right? And I was actually a little disappointed the way it kind of like abruptly, to me, it felt abrupt on that last episode when Miranda basically left Calvin. It just felt like there was something missing, like we just needed to kind of wrap things up. And it felt like it's like, come on, Tyler, come on, tell us what, but then the Paynes came back on the OWN network, and it was pretty much Ella and Curtis, and they had sold their house and they moved down to Florida. Now, I'm assuming that these both shows, like the show that's coming back, House of Payne, and the Paynes, aren't technically related, right? Because in the Paynes, they packed up and moved, right? And they had a whole new life down in Florida. We even saw Janine and the kids briefly, right? When they moved down to Florida, it was like, and Calvin, they were at the beginning. I believe they was like the first two episodes or something like that. But listen, if Roseanne can do it, remember Roseanne, the Connors came back and Dan was alive. If they can do it and we can just pretend like Dan never died in the original series, then we can pretend that the Paynes, Curtis and Ella, never moved to Florida. And I'm assuming that's what Tyler Perry is going for. So when we come back to the show, Malik is college aged, which one of my questions last night is, okay, are we jumping 8 years? Because the original House of Payne ended in 2012. We are now 2020. So are we jumping ahead 8 years, or are we jumping ahead just a couple of years? Because when the original series, ended, Malik was already in college. And so my guess is that from the episodes that I saw last night, he is still college age and he is in college. So, I don't know if he in grad school. I don't know. But I was hoping that Tyler would jump ahead 8 years. And based on what I saw with the twins, they would be roughly about 10-ish, somewhere up in there, right? So I didn't get that. I was a bit confused by what are we looking at 4 years ahead? Are we looking at 8 years ahead? It's just confusing to me, but I am guessing that it's not 8 years. Okay. And so, the premise of these first couple of episodes is, Malik, played by Doc Shaw, he's worried. He's concerned. He has this, kind of like pressing issue, and is that he has gotten his, I guess, girlfriend, Lisa, pregnant. And mom doesn't like Lisa. She doesn't know that Lisa is pregnant, but Janine does not like Lisa. Okay. And we'll kind of, as I go into it, you'll kind of understand. Maybe I can see why she didn't like her, but it was just kind of funny to me. I saw some people on Twitter last night, like, how is Janine sitting here judging anybody when she was a whole crackhead in the show, trying to judge somebody? But, that's neither here nor there. You know how mothers can be about their boys. So, Malik is walking around. He's worried. He needs to confide in someone. He confides in Calvin, who is just, Lance Gross is looking just so yummy. He confides in Calvin that he may have gotten someone pregnant. Now that kind of bothered me because throughout the entire 2 episodes, which could have honestly been 1, he kept saying she might be pregnant. And I'm just like, well, goddamn, Malik, did she take a pregnancy test? Is she or isn't she? Because, we could have kind of squashed that by just going and get a Clear Blue Easy test, because he just kept saying she might be. I'm like, is she or not? That just kind of bothered me so much. And so he eventually goes to Uncle Curtis. Uncle Curtis, of course, brings his kind of like being Uncle Curtis about it. Then he, I guess basically Aunt Ella knows, right? And so he introduces Lisa to Aunt Curtis, who loves her ghetto ass. And then, of course, Aunt Ella was not feeling her because the girl she don't believe in God. She don't go to church. Oh, and she's a stripper. Now, I kind of wrapped up both episodes in a matter of just moments, because honestly, that episode, 2 episodes could have been 1. It really could have just been 1 episode. The storyline, the dialogue dragged way too long. We didn't need to have, Malik running around like she might be pregnant. He told you she might be pregnant. She might be pregnant. She might be. And that was just too much dialogue for that. Honestly, that could have been wrapped up in the first episode. And the second episode could have been, all right, Ella going like, we going to tell your mama, right? Because I just think that dragged way too long. And Tyler Perry, for what it's worth. Now, listen, I have had my criticism of Tyler Perry. I think that they're fair. That doesn't make me a hater. I don't need people saying, oh, we just see crabs in the bucket, crabs in the barrel. No. We as the consumers, people who watch Tyler Perry films and shows, have a right to say, Tyler, okay, now, listen, the show's been off for about 8 years. You've had time to develop these characters. We could actually adjust to the fact that it's been 8 years later, and Malik shouldn't be walking around scared that he got anybody pregnant, for that matter. Because in real time, it's been 8 years, he would have been more than grown. Maybe, of course, his selection is a little weird, which again is just so Tyler Perry-ish, because Malik, of all people, why would Malik choose this girl? Why her? Now, a lot of people do choose opposites, complete opposites of what they are, but Tyler Perry always sticks to the trope of, whatever the villain supposed to be, they are like the worst. If it's a mother, remember in Daddy's Little Girls, that was the worst mother on the planet, right? Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the worst husband on the planet. So this girl is going to be the hood girl on the planet. And that's kind of how Tyler Perry writes. So she had to be all of those extra hood things. And that's what he did last night in the show. She was a stripper. Like, serious? Come on now, Tyler, really? She hood. She ain't got no manners. She disrespectful. I mean, just all of that. And now Malik is faced with the dilemma. And I kept saying to myself, well, shit, as long as he kind of walked around like, I think she's pregnant. I hope the girl is at least pregnant, because it dragged out so much. I was like, well, it'd be crazy if they did all of this and the girl turned out that she ain't even pregnant, or the baby ain't even his. Let me not go there. Anyway, Tyler Perry, I just feel like you a billionaire now. Surely you could have hired some writers to bring your, flesh out your vision. You could still be like, okay, this is what I want. This is the map of how I want the show to go. Do your magic. And he could have brought some people in there to write this better, because I just don't think that the writing is good. The writing is just bad. And it's just bad. Tyler, a lot of people are excited. I for one. It's like, yay, the House of Payne is back. I love those characters. I want to see how they've evolved and how they've matured. But to have Malik running around scared that he got somebody pregnant because he in college, I'm like, Tyler, you don't think that your audience could have just kind of, I don't know, transitioned and evolved with these characters? We could have handled a little bit more depth. And, you know, not so much laugh track, because you got to kill the laugh track, Tyler Perry. Please lighten up on the laugh track. It was very, very distracting to everything last night. Just stop. Stop, Tyler. Okay. But yeah, I feel like we could use a little bit more depth in these. And I'm excited to see CJ, Jasmine. I'm just excited about seeing these old characters. There's so much he can do with them, but the writing has just got to get better, because this did not require 2 episodes with Malik running around like this. And let me get into another thing before I end this. I don't want to make it too long. Last night on social media, on Twitter, people were talking about Doc Shaw. Doc Shaw is the one who plays Malik. They're like, oh my God, he looks so ugly. He looks so bad. Oh, damn, what happened to him? And I'm just thinking to myself, y'all are the same people. A few days ago when we lost Chadwick Boseman, God rest his soul. All right, that hurt me. That hurt my heart. But this man was trolled when he got online and he looked gaunt and he looked different. People were saying he was on drugs and stuff like that. Now that you know that he was dying, and you're like, man, we shouldn't do stuff like that. You never know what somebody's going through. Some of those same people were online last night talking about Malik's appearance. Doc Shaw. They were talking about his appearance, and I'm just thinking to myself, but y'all was probably the same ones that was sitting here crying over Chadwick Boseman and saying, man, you never know what somebody's going through. You shouldn't make fun of people like that because you don't know. The boy has grown up. He's lost weight. You remember Malik as this chubby kid, okay? He lost the baby weight. He's grown. And nothing has to be wrong with him. But to get on here just a few days ago crying about Chadwick Boseman, knowing that he was dragged to the point where he got off of social media, and you're doing the same thing to this young man who plays Malik on this show. Like, come on now. Y'all got to stop that. The people that was doing that, I'm just thinking to myself, seek help for yourself. Because you can't on one hand sit here and be sad about the fact that, man, I didn't know he was sick. And then turn around and drag another young man who has thinned out. And again, nothing has to be wrong with him, nothing at all. He just thinned out. He is a grown man. Nothing has to be wrong, but you can't sit here and cry for one and then drag another person because of their appearance. Please stop doing that. All right? Just stop doing it. It's just, it's unkind. And we can do better than that. But anyway, the House of Payne is back. Tell me what you guys thought of those first 2 episodes. Again, I think that they were drawn out. That whole dialogue about she might be pregnant. I think I got somebody pregnant could have been 15 minutes. And then he could have did so much more with the rest of the episodes. He could have just done so much more. We could have figured out how Janine was going to feel and how CJ was going to feel. That those 2 episodes I feel like were wasted. And Tyler, like I said, you got money. You're a billionaire, boy. You're a billionaire. Go get some writers and fix this, because your audience has stuck with you all this time. And yes, they like a particular type of thing, but they also can handle good writing. They can handle some depth, some layers to these characters, Tyler Perry, and you can do better than that. You got too much money to still be writing everything. You just got too much money to write everything, because the writing is just not good. It's just not. And I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited for it to be back. I could be critical of Tyler. 2 things can be true. I could be critical of Tyler, but also appreciate what he does. And that the fact that he does hire Black people. I can do both. Okay? And that does not make me a hater. That just makes me a critical eye. Use it sometimes. Okay? Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. Do me a favor. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.